Happy 2017. I hope you all had a great holiday season with Christmas and New Year's and are ready to start in on your next clinical rotation for J-term. This setup for this semester will be a little bit different, so hopefully though it will work well with your January schedule. I just want to review a few things on Moodle that I want you to look at before you get going is the syllabus, and we'll pull that up here. So a few things to point out. We don't have a textbook, of course. I'm going to go down here to evaluation. Clinical experience hours are pass-fail, and for this course you need to complete at least 50 clinical hours between January 4th and January 30th. If you can't get 50 in by the 30th, you can extend that date to the 5th if needed. But you'll have to get 50 hours in order to pass this course. So if you have to go past February 5th, you need to talk to me because that's when the next rotation starts. And that's technically in the spring semester, and that is for a different class, which is HAS337. Hours and schedule is arranged between your preceptor and yourself. I don't need to know what those are as far as details. You need to make sure you're recording your hours and mark the ones that are to be counted for J-term. So when I look at your hour sheet, it's real easy for me just to glance at it, and I don't have to subtract and make sure that you did 50. Just mark those out for me. Again, some of you might have some additional expenses with travel and parking. I think we got background checks on everybody taken care of, or will take care of. Okay, then you'll have one clinical assignment that is due in 3 days, or by Friday, this Friday. That was in your packet that you got before Christmas break, and you need to have, it's the same one that you've done a couple times already, probably 3 times. Get the form completed, send me the pictures. If you email the form back to me, that's fine, or you can, if you're on campus, you can give me a hard copy to slide it under my office door. But email the pictures to me at that address. Or if you're able to do it and you want to submit them on Moodle, that's fine too. I don't care. I need those by Friday. Forum reflections, you'll have 3 of them, and they're each worth 10 points. So I put together a little calendar for this course. But you'll always have a question that I'll give you, and that's your forum reflection, and you need to submit your answer by Saturday at, I believe I said midnight. So get that submitted by Saturday, and then you need to respond to 2 other of your peers' postings. And that is due on Tuesday at 5 o'clock. So, and in essence, that's the course. You'll be doing, answering the form reflections and then responding to your peers. Other than you do have that clinical assignment due on Friday, and then we have some evaluations and proficiencies that are due at the end of the class. Let's go back up. So form reflections, you have 3 of them. Those are each worth 10 points. There's 2 clinical skill or proficiencies, and if you'll remember last semester you had quite a few of those, but this semester you only have 2 of them. So let's bring those up. The 2 that you need to do for your preceptors, one is you need to complete an evaluation of a lower extremity injury. All right, you need to incorporate clinical reasoning in the selection of the assessment procedures. So if you're evaluating a knee, you don't do every special test, you just do certain ones. Interpret the findings to formulate a differential diagnosis or diagnosis, determine the underlying impairments, and identify activity limitations and participation restrictions. So at least 1 lower evaluation during J-term, and then your preceptor will evaluate that. And then the second one is a treatment with modalities. You'll provide treatment for an injury utilizing a modality. Explain the treatment goal of this modality to your preceptor and what you're trying to achieve. So Shouldn't be too hard to get that done in a month, significantly less than what you had in fall semester. If your preceptor is unsure of how to grade those, that information is in their preceptor training manual, but I also put that information here on Moodle, and you could show them that as well, just to remind them. So let's go back to the syllabus, make sure we got, close that up. Okay, so that was the 2 proficiencies. Form M and N are due at the end of the semester. There is no midterm evaluation for this. And then the course evaluation, which is Bethel's idea form online. Okay. All of those components are written out, and there's details on these. I just again want to reiterate that your forum reflections, your initial post is due on Saturday at midnight. Your responses to 2 other peers are due on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Just the same thing every week. All right. The proficiencies or skills are due at the end of J term, which is January 26th. You have to receive a passing grade. So if you have to do them over more than once, that's fine, but you got to get a pass on both of those. All right. I did put together a calendar, hopefully making it a little easier to see what is due when. So you can refer to that. All right. And for your forum reflections, again, these are due on Saturdays at midnight. I gave you some guidelines. Here, your initial post should be no less than 350 and no more than 500 words. Make sure you answer every component. You can read through those, and then what's required for your substantive replies to 2 of your peers. All right. Make sure you read through that. That's all written out for you. And then your grading criteria, it's 2 points for each of these components, and that's how you get your 10 points for those if you complete those. So over J term, I thought maybe in order to stay a little bit connected, I have a prayer request forum. So if you have prayer requests that you'd like to submit, that would be great. And I'll commit to praying for those as I see them come up. And let's just remember to keep them confidential between the or in this class. And praises are also welcome. I have on Moodle some course forms that you might or might not need to reference. You're supposed to read over the Preceptor Guidelines for Clinical Assignment 1 as well as the rubric for skills and abilities. This document tells you and your preceptor what you have already had as far as education at this point and what they could expect from you in your clinicals. Form M and N are evaluations. Here's that skills assessment form with those 2 skills that you need to show your preceptor. And then if your preceptor is unsure on how to grade those, this document is available, but they have this in their training manual. So as we look at this week coming up, I'm going to every week try to post a little video or voiceover so that we'll just have an introduction as to what's going on. Try to stay connected because of an online class. You need to submit the clinical assignment by 5 o'clock on Friday. Again, you've done these many times. You can submit your pictures via Moodle or email, whatever is more convenient for you. If you need a copy of that form, there's one there for you. The reflection for this week is right here, due on Saturday at midnight. If you make sure that you answer all the components of this, and then when you give responses, I also want you to be encouraging. Make sure that you read through your responses before you send them to make sure that the tone is somewhat correct. I know that, and make sure that it's clarified. Make sure your goals are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound, and you can comment on each other's goals. Be encouraging and not discouraging with your responses, please. That is what we have for this week. So our week actually goes kind of from a Wednesday to the following Tuesday. It doesn't go Monday to Monday. So starting on Wednesday, and then this first weekend's on Tuesday. And I'll try to get through your next reflection questions posted before the weekend, so you have plenty of time. Again, do not procrastinate your skills assessments. There's only 2, and you can get them done early and submit those as early as you want, but they are due on the 26th. So feel free to email me if you have any questions, or if there is a question that I think everybody should probably read and then I can respond to. I'll open up a news forum on Moodle so that everybody can read those. So stay really connected to Moodle. I think that's it, and you guys have a great few days of break left, and hoping your clinicals are awesome for J-term. Great.